It's time for City Beat, your source for all the latest news on the city of Thompson, only on 610 CHTM.
Hello and welcome to City Beat. I'm your host, Jaret Schneider. Joining me today is City Manager Gary Ceppetelli. Thanks for joining me today, Gary.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here, Jared.
A busy week as well as a busy weekend ahead. First, I'll give you a minute or two to go over some of the things you want to mention.
Sure, and I think just from a general perspective, just to get the message out there to residents of the community. I mean, obviously, this weekend on Saturday is the second annual Christmas parade that's happening. The route, I believe, is on our website from that thing in regards to the parade, culminating in sort of the lighting of the Christmas tree at City Hall at 4:30. This year, as well as, I mean, obviously, we're doing it in conjunction with the National Child Day, which the activities take place primarily at City Hall. So there's a number of activities that happen throughout the afternoon, and culminating, like as I said, I mean, with the lighting of the Christmas tree at City Hall at 4:30. Just sort of to remind residents that we are getting into the to the heart of winter, and I mean, obviously, with winter comes the conditions that pose certain challenges for residents and for the city in ensuring that we're clearing the streets appropriately and ensuring our safe operations. So to remind people that when they are passing city workers and crews, whether they're working in removing snow or on water breaks, things of that sort, to exercise extreme caution when they're passing the workers from a safe operations perspective. And as well as the residents may have been informed over, as of Monday, the Planning District and City Council passed first readings of a new development plan bylaw, which really is the long-term planning document for the community for the next 20 to 30 years, laying out the policies and directions that the community is to develop in. And the city passing first reading for a zoning bylaw, which is sort of the day-to-day operations and the regulatory requirements as to how development occurs in the city. So both those documents have now started the legal process. They are up on our website, so I encourage residents to review them. Really, that this is their opportunity to provide feedback to the city as part of that process. There also is a survey online that they can answer. And really the intent is to have the legal public hearing, which likely will be in January of 2013.
204-677-8181. Taking your calls to the city manager, Gary Ceppetelli, 204-677-8181. I'll go back to the council meeting first, the special meeting. You had mentioned the TEDWIG process and the first readings getting passed. Can you tell us a little bit more about them and what was kind of in them?
Sure. As I mean, obviously, there's two documents. The city is regulated sort of in two different bodies. One is the Planning District, which is the city of Thompson, and the local government district of Mystery Lake. We have, as part of the TEDWIG process, or the Economic Diversification Working Group, the consulting working for us is developing sort of those policies and long-range guidelines for development for the actual community, which is the city of Thompson and surrounding area. So really that sort of indicates as to what is to happen from a residential perspective, a commercial and industrial, and sort of basically set the framework for the community, how we're developing well into the future. The city bylaw, which is basically a bylaw that is regulated within the legal boundaries of the city of Thompson, really sets out the zones and the requirements in each one of the zones, talking about what types of uses are permitted or allowed in those zones, and what sort of the bulk requirements are for specific uses in zones. So it's really the day-to-day regulatory aspects of how development is guided in our community.
And at the council meeting, had a special guest. Megan O'Brien was there as part of the new Protégé program. Can you tell us a little bit about the things she has and will be doing with the new Protégé program? And
I think is that this program, which is, I mean, obviously generated through Federation of Canadian Municipalities, we do have two Protégés. One obviously was in attendance at that special meeting Monday night. The second one, I believe, is overseas right now, and so they're being mentored by two of our councillors, Deputy Mayor Aaron Hogan and Councillor Charlene Lafreniere. So it really is that their intent is to give them sort of an experience into the world of municipal politics as to sort of what happens from at council, the policies and decisions and discussions that council has, both at the biweekly council meetings, but also sort of at the committee levels and things of that sort. So giving them really a good insight as to the whole ramifications as to what it is to become a councillor at the municipal level.
204-677-8181. We have the city manager, Gary Ceppetelli, answering your questions. 204-677-8181 with Aaron Hogan as the new deputy mayor. What is the reasoning for changing it out every year, and how does the city benefit from it?
I think the reason was, I mean, obviously, and I mean, this is the prerogative of the mayor of the day, and my involvement with the city, there's always sort of been that turnover on a year-to-year basis of deputy mayor, and I think one of the benefits of it is it really gives individual councillors a different sort of perspective as to what the requirements are and the responsibilities are from a different perspective. So really, it's trying to sort of build that capacity among councillors with a variety of different roles that they may assume over their 4-year term.
204-677-8181. With some really cold days and the wind chill, has there been any reports of new water main breaks, and what should people do if they do happen to spot one?
Sure, and you know, as you said, I mean, obviously, as we get into that season, we do experience. This is the time of year where we do sort of experience with the change in temperatures, some of the water breaks. There hasn't been any recently. There was a couple last week, most notably on the corner of Cree Road and Thompson Drive South was one of the ones where, I mean, obviously, just that time of year when shifting of ground and whatnot causes certain issues in the pipes and breaks. So, you know, I'd encourage that anybody that they do spot a water break or water sort of coming to the surface to please contact the Public Works Department at 677-7970. So then really that action can be taken on water breaks as soon as possible.
Perfect. So with some of the fresh snow coming down every couple of days, it seems, would you be able to remind us a little bit about the snow clearing routes as well as the priorities for them?
Sure. Right now is that the city has a policy which is up on our website as well, that we have a number of priority areas, and priority 1 is basically the main streets throughout the community. Priority 2 is sort of the secondary, and priority 3 primarily being the residential areas. So as part of the policy, it's really related to sort of the amount of snowfall over a specific period of time. So the most recent snowfalls that we had is really concentrated on the priority 1 areas, which would be areas like Thompson Drive, Mystery Lake Road, and things of that sort. So really it's all indicative upon how much snow falls within a short period of time.
So 204-677-8181, taking your calls to City Manager Gary Ceppetelli, 204-677-8181 with the regular meeting of council this Monday. What types of things might we find on the agenda?
What's coming up is there's a number of development issues that will come forth this Monday night in regards to some lease agreements, as which have been dealt with at the Standing Committee of Council, which is the Development and Review Committee. Also, there's public hearings in regards to the 2 zoning bylaw amendments for the Cambridge area, where a proposal is currently before council in regards to building some multiple family dwellings.
204-677-8181. Would you be able to give us maybe a little bit of an update on the construction of UCN and where they stand with the heavy part of winter still coming on the way?
Sure. And I mean, I think that just from my perspective and being brought up to speed as to where they're at is they're at a point now, I mean, obviously that they've hoarded in and closed in most of the facilities, so now that they can start concentrating on some of the interior developments in that facility. My understanding is that the completion date is still slated for February of 2014 to be available to be open. As well as there's MIT, which is the Provincial Department of Infrastructure and Transportation that is responsible for the construction of UCN, have a number of projects likely that they're wanting to undertake over the next summer, primarily in sort of some of the paving of and developments of the yard works in that area.
Perfect. So before we go, I'll give you a minute to wrap things up with any last messages.
I would just say, I mean, obviously, is that people please come out and enjoy the festivities this weekend on Saturday in regards to the second annual Christmas parade. I mean, I think that's it's an event that was resurrected after a number of years, and I mean, obviously, with the assistance of Thompson Unlimited being the sort of the main organizer of it, a number of other people that are involved. But I think it's an event that really sort of kicks off our next season that as we get closer to Christmas, and that definitely is coming fast. So that here's an opportunity for people to get out and sort of enjoy that activity.
All right, that'll do it for City Beat this week. I would just like to thank City Manager Gary Ceppetelli for coming in today. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just a reminder to tune in every Thursday at 11:30 for City Beat and a chance to ask questions directly to the city. And for all the listeners, have a great rest of your Thursday.
City Beat will be back next Thursday morning at 11:30.